Hi, my name is Rae West. I'm a social researcher at RMIT University. So today I'm just going to be having a quick talk to you about disability studies and what disability studies is. So disability studies is an academic area of study. It looks at the interaction between people with a disability and society and how this works. So we look at the various elements of society, such as social relationships, education, employment, leisure, sport and recreation activities, technology, and even things like getting into a building and using public transport. And then we look at how might these be the same for the average person, but how might they differ for someone with a disability? And what are those differences and what's causing those differences? And what might be the historical reasons behind those differences? So an example of that interaction might be the negative attitudes experienced by people with a disability from people in the community that don't have an understanding of disability. Or it might be, as we mentioned above, there are steps getting into a building and someone with a wheelchair isn't able to access that building. Or it might be something like discrimination from an employer not wanting to employ someone that looks or sounds a little bit different than the normal. So disability studies looks at all of these various elements and all of these interactions. And it looks at where society might need to grow or change or have learning and understanding and need to reduce discrimination in these particular areas in relation to disability. So remember, we're all unique people. We're all different in our own way. We all have differences that need to be respected and understood by our community. Disability studies also recognises that some people with disability need a little bit of extra support to get through their day. They might need support workers to get them up and about and ready for the day. They might need support with transport and getting to places. They might need support just in the community with day-to-day activities, and they might need support in their education and employment roles. You might have even seen education aides in your school. You will also see people with disabilities that are very independent, just getting on with their day. Things might be doing things a little bit differently and just doing their own thing, but pretty much just wanting to be a part of society like everybody else and doing it in their own particular way. So as I said, disability studies looks at all of these interactions, how the interactions are working or not working in some cases. We look at the barriers and the enablers to these interactions and what might need to change in the future or what needs maybe to be examined or looked at to try and fix things for a better future, as I said. So disability studies in a nutshell looks at the physical and attitudinal barriers that impact on people with a disability to be included in our society. We look at how this has occurred in the past and what could create a better future for people with a disability. What might this mean for people with a disability and what might it mean for the broader society in terms of disability?